It is Friday, March 21st, 2025. The vernal equinox is upon us. Winter is over. Spring has sprung, and the American crisis rolls along.
This is The Warning.
Donald Trump raised his hand and swore to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States on a cold winter day on January 20th, not so very long ago. Let's watch how far we've come down the river by examining the misconduct of Missouri's disgraceful Senator Josh Hawley. Hawley is a product of Stanford Law School.
What these courts are doing, these district courts, is wrong. It is unconstitutional. I want to be real clear. To me, this isn't about Congress taking away power courts currently have. This is about Congress reforming and stopping the abuse. These district courts, these are the entry-level federal courts. They do not have the authority to go out and to say, Mr. President, you can't do this. We're going to bind everybody nationwide. They don't have that authority, Sean.
Let's watch one of Trump's children of the corn, White House press secretary, the child, Carolyn Leavitt, the lightweight, explain how the judiciary works, about how some random judge can't order the president to turn a plane of people around.
The judge in this case is essentially trying to say that the president doesn't have the executive authority to deport foreign terrorists from our American soil. That is an egregious abuse of the bench. This judge does not have that authority. It is the opinion of this White House and of this administration, and that's why we're fighting this in court. And it's very, very clear that this is an activist judge who is trying to usurp the president's authority.
There is an assault underway against the foundation of American society, our cornerstones that hold up the American way of life, the American civilization, unique, special, and incredibly about to celebrate the beginning of the 250th anniversary of our revolution that declared there would be no kings in America, because here we would live under the law and all men were created equal. That original founding hypocrisy was closed with acts of courage, and America's ideas and ideals were redeemed by acts of faith in the country that defied description by men like John Lewis and Martin Luther King. Think about John Lewis and the bravery of ordinary people who reclaimed those words, their true meaning, for all of us with the dignity of their courage and their blood as they stepped forward, step by step, towards the waiting police who would beat them and bludgeon them. The criminals were the police. The criminals were the powerful people who controlled the levers of power in the state. The patriots were those that marched. And so it will be that the American people will have to march again. They see that it seems that the government of Trump, by Trump, for Trump, is adding a plot twist. It is becoming suddenly a government of Trump, by Trump, for Musk.
Breaking news this hour, with the New York Times now reporting that Elon Musk is about to potentially get access to some of the nation's most closely guarded military secrets. According to what the Times just reported a few moments ago and published on their website, the Pentagon is scheduled on Friday to brief Elon Musk on the U.S. military's plan for any war that might break out with China.
How did it come to be that this one man, the richest man in the world on paper, suddenly, because he is rich, is an expert in all things? How can he see it all and get it all done? For that, we must be grateful. We're constantly reminded by the propagandists on Fox and other right-wing sewers, and we must be grateful to Elon.
He is truly one of the most gentle creatures and sweet men, really, that you've been around. Now, he's exceptional in so many ways. It's hard, not to see him as something different than the rest of us, because he is different than the rest of us.
He sends life-saving communications via Starlink to North Carolina and Tennessee after Hurricane Helene. He sent them to California after the California wildfires. He sent them to Ukraine after they were invaded. This is a guy working on the cutting edge of technology to advance the human condition.
Elon Musk is a once-in-a-generation business leader. He is an entrepreneur. He serves as a great ally and a friend to the president. And I think Elon Musk also has a little bit of common sense.
Doge has been beyond successful. Every American should be thanking President Trump. They should be thanking Elon Musk.
Very smart, brilliant person, and which I like. I'm a big believer in IQ points. I mean, it's a good thing.
We're told constantly to be grateful for Elon discrediting Social Security, attacking NATO, undermining Ukraine, threatening to pull away technology that was purchased by his company that the Ukrainians have some dependency on, like a schoolyard bully, like a wannabe king. Elon's an expert on all things everywhere, all at once. King of all knowledge. The megalomaniac Musk married to the narcissist Trump. What could go wrong? And now Elon Musk, partner of the Chinese government, will be briefed for some unknown reason. A man who couldn't do 2 push-ups, a man who's never served in uniform, a man who's never been in a combat zone, a man who is paranoid about his security, his safety, a man who is by all accounts a ketamine addict, will be briefed by America's Joint Chiefs of Staff about our war plans with his business partner, the Chinese. Now, it doesn't take a strategic genius to figure out that if we withdraw from NATO, all of that European firepower, which Trump pisses all over each time he gets, would be unavailable to fight the Chinese with. Now, even the dumbest MAGA understands, one would hope, that there are many more Chinese than there are Americans. But together, between America and Europe, there are almost as many as there are Chinese. And together, the economies of Europe and America equal the fight. America alone is America weak. America weak is America exposed. America exposed leads to Americans being killed. Each and every one of these clowns, like Kristi Noem, playing dress up, flying planes, shooting guns. You cannot make this up. The corruption is staggering, and every bit of it, I promise you, will be held to account one day soon, when this period of excess and insanity is pushed back underground and sealed for a very long time, until inevitably it awakens again. And hopefully with some wisdoms passed down and remembered that we were too soft and stupid to recall in our moment of crisis. And so now danger is here, and the American people have to face up in the spring that Trump's aggressions will only get worse. Apparently, the British government has come up with a plan to appease Donald Trump. King Charles will offer America a seat at the table of the British Commonwealth of Nations, hoping to flatter Trump's ego. Perhaps he could be first knight of the round table. But at any rate, it's a dumb idea, and appeasing Trump an even dumber one. Trump understands one thing, which is strength. And so in this moment, what Trump will soon feel is the strength and rising anger of the American people, who have been made to feel fear across this country. People on green cards are in fear. People crossing a border are in fear of ending up like this young Canadian actress in chains, treated like a criminal for doing nothing. We see accusations about gang members from Venezuela, the worst murderers in the world. But what happens when a soccer star with a tattoo that the dumbass at ICE can't recognize? What happens when he ends up in the prison of no return? This moment requires defense of an idea that has lit the world, that split history in half, is a decisive before and after moment. It is the moment when a Declaration of Independence was issued that contained within it a phrase that is the most profound ever put to paper by the mind of man. In America, all men, we appreciate today, and women are created equal, endowed by a creator with inalienable rights that include life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is the American creed. It says nothing about accumulating wealth. It says nothing about being an insect in a new kingdom where Elon Musk is Lord of all things. This idea has lit the world. 70 million people immigrated to the United States from Europe. My family was amongst them. People have come to this nation from every place on earth, and they were guided, many of them before there were televisions and movies, by the power of an idea about liberty. And many of them had a meal the night before they left for America. With courage and determination, they built a country that not only saved the world, but redeemed it from the ashes, spreading a gospel of prosperity and liberty that has lifted people by the billions out of abject poverty around the globe. We're the only country where every language is spoken every day. And together we have lifted more people out of poverty, fed more people, cured more people, liberated more people than the story and record of all the nations on earth put together from the beginning of time. We have grown wealthy. We have grown powerful. We have grown decadent and corrupt. And that corruption is our weakness. It was the gateway to Donald Trump, who now seeks to smash what needs to be reformed, not burned to the ground, because what is being assaulted is the foundation of ideas that not only keep the government jackboot off our neck, but create the conditions for dreamers to dream, for artists to create, for singers to sing, for writers to write, for people to make. And people make things not for it to be taken from them by an officious, heavy-handed regime, a taker regime that says we have an entitlement because might makes right. This is what the United States rejects in every form and fashion. And now, from within, we see a malignancy rising. And this spring, that malignancy will meet organized opposition, not led by feckless Schumercrats, but by industrious Americans. And that opposition will show the steel and show the spine and show the grit that MAGA will have no idea how to handle. It's coming soon. And so today's warning is for Elon, and it is for MAGA. You have started a fight that you will lose. You will not take this country. The American people will take it back from you. This is the warning.
I'm Steve Schmidt. This is The Warning. I invite you to join this community where I promise to be honest, blunt, and direct about what is happening in this country. America is in crisis. Follow and subscribe to this channel and on Substack. Thank you.